Good morning, guys. I hope that you are having an awesome day. I'm a bit stressed this morning. I still got to put my eyelashes on. Anyway, I'm a bit stressed this morning. I woke up to the news that there had been some shootings, actually young people randomly shooting cars in New Carrollton, and I just feel like that's too close for comfort. So I'm a bit stressed. I'm tired of this happening. But anyway, guys. So anyway, yesterday I met with someone, and she lives near an airport. I'm getting ready to start driving. I'm at a light right now. So she lives near an airport. Now, let me just say that besides disclosing something that's a material fact, like for example, if the roof is leaking, or something that's obvious, something that you are aware of, it needs to be disclosed. Besides that, you have to also disclose the fact that you live in I call it a fly zone, right? A fly zone. And what that means is that you live near an airport, or you live near a military base. That's the other thing. And actually here in the DMV, we have several military bases, and we have several airports. So for the military bases, we have Andrews Air Force Base, which is in Camp Springs. We have Bolin Air Force Base, which is in Washington, D.C. We have Fort Meade, and Fort Meade is in Laurel, Maryland. And then we have, I don't know if this base is active, but it's a naval base off of Indian Head, Maryland. And so those are the military bases that we have close by. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. Now, in terms of airports, we have, we have Reagan National. Reagan National, which is kind of, I think that's Arlington, and it's right over the, they cross over into DC or what have you. But there's Reagan National, and then there's also BW Parkway. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, we have a BW Parkway, but it's BW Airport. BW Airport is the other one, Baltimore, Washington Airport. And I don't know what that location is specifically. I know, well, it's not far from DC. I don't know what that area is specifically, but it's Baltimore, Washington Parkway. It takes me about 35 to 45 minutes to get there, depending on what time of day I go. But anyway, so those are the airports and the bases that are near us. Now listen, if you are a real estate agent and you are listing a home that's near an airport or a military base, you need to complete the general aviation disclosure form. Okay, this form alerts the buyer that they are purchasing a home in what I call a fly zone, right? And what that means is that the airplanes are likely to fly during the course of the day, right? So, you don't want them to be home, sleep, and then all of a sudden they hear an airplane that wakes them up, right? Or also having a family barbecue, and then all of a sudden a plane flies low over the home, right? Excuse me. So like military bases have like practices, where they make runs or fly. And then of course airports, they have airplanes constantly coming and going, right? So that needs to be disclosed, right? So that the buyer can make an informed decision, right? So you as a seller's agent, you complete that general aviation form, give it to the buyer. If you're buying a home and you've seen a home near Andrews Air Force Base, that's Camp Springs, Clinton, what else is over there? Clinton, Brandywine, them areas over there that's close to Camp Springs and Andrews Air Force Base, and then also Laurel. If you're in Laurel, maybe some parts of Bowie, there's even a small private airport near Bowie. It's a small, I don't want to call it a mom and pop, but it's kind of equivalent to that. It's not a major airport, it's just a little small, where little jets or the small planes come in and out of it. So that is near Bowie, right? So you want to, and then also Fort Meade. Oh, I already mentioned Fort Meade, that's Laurel. And then I forget what the other ones are. But the point is, you need to complete a general aviation form to disclose the fact that they may hear airplanes, and the airplanes may fly low, right? Now, listen, I don't think you should ever hide things for the sake of as a real estate agent or as a seller. I don't think you should ever hide things as a way to get the home sold, right? Don't ever hide things as a way to get, because then that's deceptive, number one, and number two, that can be a lawsuit, right? I'm doing this video. I really have to work on this video, the horrors of home ownership, right? There was a person, and actually it was here in Maryland, who bought what's called, they called it the snake house because it was infested with snakes, right? But those things were, they weren't concealed. Well, I guess it wasn't disclosed. Anyway, people ended up being sued and won lots of money. In the end, they ended up burning down the house, right? Because the house was so infested. The snakes were in the wall. I'm going to do a video about that. Because the question is, what could have been done differently, Anyway, guys, so back to what I was saying. I'm always chasing a rabbit. The general aviation disclosure. So you want to complete that form so that it can be disclosed, so that a buyer can make an informed decision. And that's the thing. You want to lay everything on the table, right? It's fair, right? Lay on everything on the table and then let the buyer decide for themselves. It protects the agent, it protects the buyer, and it protects like pretty much all parties involved, okay? So you want to go ahead and do that general aviation disclosure form. Now listen guys. We got a lot more to talk, but listen, if you are interested in more real estate tips, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel at 50 Plus Home Team. You can also follow me on Facebook, and my business page is 50 Plus Home Team, and that plus is spelled out. Listen, if you live in the DMV area, please send me your community events so that I can let people know how exciting it is to live here in the DMV. Send me an email at 50plushometeam at gmail.com, or you can email or you can text the video to 202-930-DIVA. Guys, it is such an wonderful, it's so wonderful to live here. In fact, the DMV attracts over 19 million visitors every year. It is a fun place to live, work, and play, right? So listen, submit your events. Those of you who are here in the DMV, I of course cannot attend every event. So submit your videos so that people will know how exciting it is to live here. All right, guys, so I'm gonna get ready to get off this. Good morning, have a wonderful day, and let's get through this week. Have a great day.